Welcome back to Road to 2000 Elo with your man, your boy, Dronum Chess. Now, there's not going to be any live gameplay in this, but I have 3 game analysis I'll show you. It shouldn't take too long. They're nice and quick games. My Elo in Blitz has been going up. I've been dealing with the dilemma of trying to record the games, but I don't know if anybody wants to watch me actually play the game because I kind of just sit there and don't speak. So I'd rather speak over the analysis, and yeah. So I have like at least 2 or 3 games I'm going to show you guys, and yeah, my Blitz Elo is now like I believe 1160, something like that. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Rapid, a lot of Bullet, not much Blitz. I'm tired of Blitz. It's annoying. I play too many good people, and Rapid, for some reason, I'm better than them. I don't know why. I'm just not good with the quick stuff. And Bullet, I can flag people because I'm fast with the mouse. Anyways, let's get into it. Let me get this big screen away so you don't have to see my ugly mug. And let's get into this game right here. As you see, my opponent has 80.1, and I have 79.1. And yeah, it's a pretty good analysis here. And yeah, we're gonna get into the game. So we do a weird Caro-Kann. Let me tell you, it's a weird game. So e4, c6, Caro-Kann. They get the knights out. I put the pawn up. We're doing a 2 knights Caro. And this is the one line I really have no idea how to play against. I need to look back at the course I have that Gotham made, but I don't know how to really play this. So I just pin the knight. I think that's the right move. They push, I take. And I push the pawn up, and they push. I go here with the queen. Want an immediate queen trade. We take and we do a little queen trade. I hop my knights around. They try to do a little fork or Ruski over here and get me out of my comfort zone. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. What does computer say? Computer tells me to take, but I'm just gonna lose the piece, but I could trap that. So I guess I guess this is what bishop c5 trapping the knight. Still, I don't like that. We're in an end game. I don't want to be down. I don't want to be down a rook. Rooks are great in the end game. So I move my king. So yeah, they give me a check here. I push the pawn up. But the best move is for me to go here. But I didn't feel like running away, so I blocked with the pawn, which gives them back the advantage. They take, which is a great move. I take back with the knight, and they take this pawn here. I push the pawn up, attacking the knight, making it get away. Knight goes away. I bring my king up because this is undefended, so I bring the king. It says king e7 was a better idea, but it's still in the right wheelhouse. And they push these pawns up. I'm imagining trying to just take space and do some fun stuff. So I don't want the bishop there in my position. The bishop goes away. I go here with the knight, wanting a trade, and they bring the pawns up. I trade. Now they have this lovely pawn structure, and mine are all. This is a terrible position, but I win this game, which is crazy. I push the pawn up, attacking the bishop. Bishop goes here, attacking the knight. I go here now, protecting everything, and they just throw the pawns, launching this 4 pawns against my 3 over here. And now I go over here just in case I want to move the knight. Then we could do a little trade, and it's exactly what I do. We trade, and they take, and now I have a pawn island, and I have these 2 pawns, and a double isolated pawn on the e file, and they have 4 against 3 and my king essentially. They castle. Instead of, it says king e2 is better, getting closer to the middle of the board, because in the end game you want to have your kings in the middle of the board. So they castle, and I bring my king. They bring the rook, attacking the pawn. Of course, I go here, which is my only great move of the game, just defending that pawn because there's no way to defend it otherwise. And so they go here with the rook. I push some pawns. They push forward. I bring the rook. And yeah, it's just a bunch of endgame stuff. I take the pawn, they give me a check on the side. I take the other pawns, so now we're equal on pawns. And now they're up a pawn again. I go here, I'm about to win a couple pawns. They give me a check. I run away. They move with their king. I block. We do a little rook trade. They go here. And now I have 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock because I've been moving fast. And they have 37 seconds left because they've been moving slow. And so right here, the game ends. Actually, the game ends after a couple moves, so I actually do another good move, actually. I thought the game ended here, my bad. And so yeah, they're running their king. I bring my king up, threatening to win this pawn over here. And they go over here, and now the game ends. I did a miss. I misclicked. Yeah, I made a little continuation. But yeah, they have 26 seconds, and they don't think. There's a 5-second increment. And yeah, they don't make a move. So I win this game nice and easy. I wouldn't say easy because it was pretty difficult. And yeah, let me pull up the other game to see this game analysis. Let's see what you're going to pop up with here. It takes a while to do the game reviews. It's loading though. It's taking its time. But yeah, not too bad of a game. I could have done better with the, you know, whatnot. But things happen. So now I'm playing Meatloaf 10. And he's at 1092. I'm 1171 in this game. And yeah, 85.1% accuracy. And I had one great move. My opponent had one blunder. And we didn't do any book moves at all. So they go here. I have no idea the bird opening at all. I don't know what to do. So I just played this move. I was like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I put the bishop on the fianchetto, and they do their bird opening. I don't know what the hell the bird opening is. And I just play classic chess principles, taking space in the center, castling my king to safety. I have this bishop on the fianchetto, and they push the pawns in the center. I push pawns as well, and they get their knight. And yeah, this is a good move by me. I could threaten to win a rook by doing some tactics here, and yeah, it's lovely. It would have been, let's just say they do a move like this, and then yeah, that could have been the position. So my knight had a little fun time. It was hopping around like a little bunny rabbit. Let me actually put this thing back up here, and so you can see that the whole time if you want. Or not. Let me see how this looks at OBS. Why can't you see my... Oh, that's why. There we go. Now you can see everything better. So let me see how that looks. It looks pretty nice like that. I could pull up the computer analysis, but it's kind of looks stupid there because it's the way I cropped it. We'll go back to the game review. So yes, I almost won a rook right off the bat if they didn't move the queen. I take the pawn anyway because it's a free pawn, and so they move the rook. I go back to my spot. The rook hops into my position. I take another free pawn. They take the bishop. I take the bishop. I mean, they take my knight. I take the bishop. With the pawn, they go over here threatening this pawn. I hop over here threatening the rook. Danger levels now, they have a double attacking on this. I find a good move. This knight is stuck. This knight is literally stuck. They can't hop here. I'll take it. They can't hop here. I'll win a rook. I don't know. Actually, they could have. Yeah, they could have moved there. My bad. I thought there was another. I thought there was something else. Ah, never mind. The rook, the knight was not stuck. They didn't have to sacrifice it. But the best move is knight g4, and then knight g5, hopping back in there. Well, I don't know why they sacked their knight, but I took the knight. I was really confused. I was like, why would they do that? And they win the bishop, so I guess it's a fair trade. They hop out the way. I push the pawn up, and they take the pawn. I go over here. It's a miss. They run back. I take this pawn. Queen takes. Now I win the queen, and they resign. I didn't know what they were doing. Yeah, it's just I win a queen for a rook. And yeah, Meatloaf 10, nicely 110. My bad. Meatloaf 110. I'm sorry, buddy, but it happened. So let me find the other game. Let me pause it real quick. All right, and the game loaded. I'm playing against Harmony Keys. This is a pretty good game. It unfortunately, I believe, ended in a draw. I think. I'm not too sure. It might have, but it was pretty good. It was a pretty hard-fought game, as you see right here. 79.8, 78.8. I'm 1168 in this game. My opponent's 1149. And yeah, pushing up the pawns, and I've been doing some things on Lee Chess. I've been studying a lot of openings. I've been looking at how Hikaru plays his games when he plays a bunch of bullet games, a bunch of rapid games. I noticed he likes to just push e4 and knight c3. It can either turn into a Vienna. It can turn into a Grand Prix attack with the Sicilian. And it can turn into a bunch of different... It could turn into a French... there's a bunch of different variations with this. It can turn into a lot of things. But so today they do the perk defense, and so in my understanding the perk is like a modern, but the move orders is kind of different. So I do e4 knight c3. They do the perk defense setup. And then I don't really know how to play that against it per se. So I'm like e4 knight c3 f4, kind of like the Grand Prix. So yeah, that's what happens. They get the knight out, I develop the knight, and we're actually doing a bunch of book moves here. I take the center, they attack the center, I push the pawn up, they take, I take queen trade, and I take back with the knight rather than here because I still want a castle. So they hop into my position, and now I get these pawns on dark squares. About to put my bishop here and have a monster bishop uncontested on the squares, and they go here. I go there. I should have went there, but that's what I was talking about. But I did not. So I hop the knight around, do a little trade. I take back with the pawn, and now I have this pawn structure where I have a lot of pawns on dark squares. My bishop's kind of dead in the water. They push up here. I castle, develop as normal, bring the bishop out, attacking a pawn. They defend the pawn. I are over here. They hop back, and now I bring the rook to the middle of the board. Good classical, chess thing. Get the rooks in the middle, get the bishops on diagonals, get the knights onto f and c3, and they take. I take back with the rook, and now they bring the rook as well. I go here, doubling up. They take, I take. Now I have control over this whole d file. And they push the pawns, trying to do a pawn break over here. I take, they take back with the bishop, and I infiltrate the position with rook d7. They take my pawn, which I left undefended. I take this pawn. They go over here. Now they have control of the d file. That was their plan, trying to take the control away. But as you see on the evaluation bar, it's just 0.1 for me. It's been a pretty even game. We have even pawns. I have the bishop pair, and yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only difference is they have this pawn that's on the e file. That is, it's a passed pawn, even though I have pawns over here that I could, trade with it. So I go here attacking this one, and they push it, and now I push my king up. They take, which is a great move. I don't know really why it's a great move, because bishop c1, and they can just take all my pawns. So I take back. Now I have the weakness here. I give a check with the bishop. They run to the corner. I protect the pawn with bishop c1, and now they go over here attacking my rook. I just move my pieces around. We're doing a lot of shuffling, and they take eventually. And yeah, I have a light square bishop and a rook, and they have a dark squared bishop and a rook, and they're up a pawn. Now I believe this is a theoretical draw, as they say, but they're up a singular pawn, and we're just pushing p, giving checks, and I've offered my opponent a lot of draws. This guy, I offered him at least like 4 draws, and he just wouldn't take them, and I was just holding the position, and they took the pawn, I took this one, they give me a check, I take this one now. Now we're equal on pawns, and now this is like a dead drawn position, I believe. I was so close to having it a winning position, but I protected my pawns, and they go here, I protect the pawn again, and they go back, I give a check, and get another check. And I was just wanting there to be a way to win this game. I felt like there was something in my mind, but nothing nonetheless. Actually, here it says I have an advantage just by pushing the pawn. But I got to sneeze. Excuse me. But I didn't want to take the chance of losing that pawn, because if I lose the pawn, I probably lose the game. And I was trying to set up some sort of, mate over here with the rook and the bishop. And as you see, I'm mirroring the king. But they just kept checking me, and I was so close to doing something. I was so close to, you know, if they did like a stupid move, it would have just been like mate in a few moves, I believe. No, actually, it wouldn't have. If I was in this position and they did a stupid move, then it'd be checkmate. Yeah, then it'd be checkmate. That's what I was hoping for, just trying to line up the checkmate threat. Unfortunately, that did not occur. A lot of moves go on. I'm trying to take this pawn on the c file, and now he just give me checks back and forth, back and forth. And actually here, it's where the draw was due to repetition, I believe. But I offered him a few draws and didn't accept it until it was actually a draw. Now, I could have went on to win. The computer thinks I have an advantage. I didn't feel like I had an advantage. It was a stressful position. I could have easily tried to walked over and guided my pawn to safety, but I was just had enough of this game. I had enough of it, and so yeah, it was a draw. So yeah, these are 3 chess games that I showed you that I've been playing. You know, I've been playing a lot of Blitz. I've been trying to get better at my craft, trying to hone in my Blitz skills, and not doing the best per se, but I'm trying. It's been hard. It's been a fun battle, but yeah, I'm no Hikaru, no Magnus when it comes to Blitz yet. I'm just doing pretty good at Rapid. My Rapid rating is above 1600 again. It did fall down in the game you saw, my brilliant Rapid game. I was just beating people left and right, and I lost a couple of games, but now we're in the 1600s. I think I'm 1620. I played a great game against a guy, and you probably will see it. I'm going to post videos of all my Rapid games. But yeah, it's been your boy Nick, or Dronum. If you like the content, let me know. This has been an episode of Road to 2000 Elo. On my journey there. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check the TikTok, the Kick, the Twitch, anything. Help a man out, and peace.